Today we're going to speak a little bit about the activation of blueprints and why it's important for those that are in conscious entrepreneurship, soul, business, or that of lining yourself up to your dharmic path, that you want to live in soul resonance, right? This is who I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to those that don't want to invest in their soul experience, their embodied experience. And this is a very important stage of development that I'm going to share with you, and why it might have been frustrating to you before this point, because the information wouldn't have been there, and you would have been going through some cycles and some shame and some wrongness because it has been premature, you could say. So most individuals, when they start to decide they're going to live from their soul, they're going to start to live life on purpose. They're going to start to work towards a specific mission. This is generated from the remembrance of a specific coding in the flesh. It's something that you could say is consciousness that is already present within the being. And so what happens is a life experience then activates this consciousness, or you evolve into this consciousness and decide suddenly, what is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? What am I doing here? Is this all there is? Now, that might be something that you grew up with through your entire life experience, or it might have been something that came online after a certain period of human experiencing, or different jobs, different mundane experiences that have brought in this, I guess, awareness that you are at a point of transitioning or change, where things just aren't as they used to be. They're not as fulfilling. And it's like, well, I want more. And that's because more wants to come through. And so the soul blueprint, it is within the human flesh. It's within the remembering or the octave or the energy of the soul in the form of the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra holds your business blueprint. It also holds your purpose. It holds information in regards to what you would create here as a human being in this reality that would bring you a sense of fulfillment in your heart and conviction or currency in the ability to maintain a generative momentum, inspiration, creativity. And all of this happens when you go into this activation. So if you've never thought, is there more to life? What is the purpose of life? Then this isn't for you. But if you have, then this sits within you. And whether you've gone through this activation or you're going to, hear some of the important things. Before this point, you cannot find the information unless you have someone like myself that can help you access it and can start to take you through a gentle preparation process so that you're able to bring it online and start to create your life from it. Yet the blueprint is something that doesn't come until the sacral chakra starts to go into its own power. It has gifts, it has abilities, it has different skills that were not apparent until that part of the body or the cellular structure starts to move that consciousness, which is just a density. It's a different reality. Power sits in there. The chi sits in there. The movement of life sits in there. It's the womb space, right? So this area of your being, when it activates, you all of a sudden just are obsessed with your purpose. You're obsessed with wanting to create life in a way that is aligned to your purpose. You just want to bring in what you came here for. You want to make something of your life more than what you look around. And that can be very frustrating because you get to a point where you're like, I just want to live on purpose. What is my purpose? I want to do this. Like I can't find it. And then you go on what's called a clearing journey, or the clearing of the story that has confused you around what your purpose is. And this is important. There's 5 steps to creation: activation, clearing, purification, solidification, creation. Now you can only create from the fullness of your purpose when you've fully become that of the embodiment of the energy of your purpose. So before you get into the 5th stage, you're just testing, trialing, initiating, learning a little bit here, a little bit here. And so to build a business based on purpose, to build something that is tangible as a lifelong mission, on purpose is going to look different until you get to that 5th stage. It's going to change, it's going to maneuver, but in the initial points, you're going to be really, really fixated. And what's important at that point is when it starts to come up, when it's something you want to do, you are guided at that point to go, okay, what about me is in the way of my purpose? So what stories do I have? What wounds do I have? What do I have that prevents me from being on purpose? And not to actually focus on creating your purpose, but instead start focusing on healing what's in the way of creating your purpose. And then you're able to start to move what is there within your consciousness bandwidth and move forward towards what is wanting to be created. Now, once you've worked through the constructs of your thoughts, your different beliefs, and you're able to clear all of that away, then you are moving into the purification stage. The purification stage is when you start to receive little gifts, abilities, you start to see possible ventures, you start to see different investments, you start to see different visions of the future. Your dream starts to come online because this is the purification. The things you are not, that was in the way of you even being able to create your purpose, have cleared, and now you get to bring the things that are possible, the really expansive manifesting abilities. And when that happens, you get more and more excited, you get more and more ready, you're like, I've got it, I've got most of it, and you want to create, but you haven't grounded it in, or you haven't solidified it. And so there is a challenge with this, because most of us are at a point where we will go through this and we're trying to create our purpose through all of the stages, and then we're feeling like a failure, or we're feeling like we have a lack of success because we have gone from this point to this point to this point to this point, and we haven't actually produced or created anything that is actually sustainable in currency, because you can't. It is not possible until you get to the creation phase. So you can build stuff. Absolutely do it. Build as much as you like. But be willing to fail. Be willing to change direction. Be willing to rebrand. Be willing to go on the navigation of life, because your foundational empire cannot be there until you get a clear picture of it. And so because this is a very long journey, this is a journey that can take many years of conscious focus work. It is also many years of education. It can also be many years of trial and error with clients, different avenues. What is powerful and what it is that I offer is the ability to look at this roadmap and this consciousness now, so that you can do what you can in alignment with your creation. You're not there, but you can start to do the little spots that are in alignment with it, so that you have a strong foundation and you slowly build on it. This means that you're not pivoting. You're not seen as, I've been seen as many things because I didn't do this. I didn't know this. It's only through my experience that I developed the framework, the interpretation, and the understanding by fully becoming the dharmic expression and living in alignment with my purpose, is that I would pivot here. I did a bit of sacred sexuality and I got known for that. And then I did some things over here and I was like the starseed and the light language girl. And then I did some of this, and then I did women's work, and then I did men's work. And I did everything really to test and to clear, right? So I went through the activation. I was like, I want to live on purpose. That is the most important thing in my life. Then I went through the clearing and the experimenting and the discovering. And then it was only when I went through all of those avenues, I realized none of that was my purpose, that I started to bring back more and more of what was, by allowing that space to be filled with what was in integrity, what was true for me, by not outsourcing, by not externally searching, by hearing a message from my inner guidance that said, you cannot listen to books. You cannot listen to movies. You cannot watch media. You cannot engage in this. You cannot engage in that, because you need to remember what's here. This is your purpose. This is important. Time to connect. And so that was my purification, was connecting to my channel, doing more and more and more and more channeling in different ways, until I knew that I was to be the walking, talking channel, and to express in the walking, talking channel how to be the embodiment of your purpose, and how to go through these phases in a more supportive and nourishing way. There is a pathway. It doesn't have to be done through trial and error, but it does require either the ability to look at this for yourself, to not rush ahead. So you can sit and channel. You can absolutely connect to your blueprint and ask for your dharmic business plan. You can ask for your dharmic templates. You can ask for your ascended mastery and your dharmic purpose pathways, and you can read them. But if you have a lot of shadow, trauma, ego, manipulation, agenda working through you, you're not going to receive clearly, because you won't let yourself. You will not let yourself receive the information until you are able to hold the information. And so you'll receive what you can, and you'll get frustrated. And it means clearing, purifying, and then stabilizing. Stabilization of your blueprint is the most important. It means a time usually of complete either autonomy in the energy, or reconciling to every fine-tuned belief energy that was in the way of solidifying, which means slowness often. It means a time of getting to that point, being with your offering and not doing anything with it, being with your purpose but not like driving your purpose, right? So that's the solidification, is the being. I know my purpose now. Now I know my purpose. I don't even need to do anything because I love it. I just am it, right? So that's what solidification is. You lose the drive. You've landed, you've arrived, and then that solidification allows for some time to alchemize, and then you get to create from it. And that's when you get to live life for the rest of your life in fulfillment, because you found the very thing that will keep you satisfied over and over and over and over again. And it will only expand. It will never fail. It will never stop. And it cannot lose its attractiveness, because it's you. Your purpose is you. So if this feels resonant to you and you would like to discover a little bit more around wealth transformation sessions for someone who's already in business, for someone who's already on their purpose, and when you would like some oracle insights, some assistance reading your blueprint, alchemizing and transforming through education, through quantum tools, how to shift and bring that further information for clarity, or you've hit a hurdle or a wall or a capacity point, you're unable to expand your current ability with frequency, being currency money, and you've hit a ceiling height, then I am absolutely here to support you in that. Or if you're ready to start the long walk into this pathway forward, to live your medicine, to live your magic, to live your message, to be in the excitement of all of life with that, then please do comment below, send me an email, or visit my website and get in touch so that we can organize a time to connect in resonance to what it is that you're here to do.